Get onto all the four limbs with the mountain pose. Right leg, which had gone behind first, will return to the original position. Left leg also. Hands put up, stretched up, little backwards before we return to the starting position. Okay. Let's take a break of a minute or so, because although it may look not very heavy, but sometimes in the beginning when we try and practice it is a little difficult, and after doing a couple of times we may require some rest. Okay, so yeah, I can see a few of them who have practiced it. Okay. Okay. So the benefits of Surya Namaskar is that, see, universally it is known that sun is a source of energy, because there is light, there is heat. So it's a source of energy. So Surya Namaskar is an extension, or when we do Surya Namaskar, it's an extension that we do get that energy, we do derive that energy from the rising sun. And energy is what keeps us alive, energy is what keeps us active. Okay, so now with a couple of minutes of rest that we have had, one more time we will start with this asana. Okay, so you can also practice along. We will do it for 2 times, that is once with left and another time with the right leg. Actually, it is said that when we complete it with both the legs, with the left and the right, so one pair makes it one Surya Namaskar. And as you improve your consistency or your practice of yoga, you can set, okay, today I will do 5 Surya Namaskars, or today I will do 12 Surya Namaskars, as is possible for you. Okay, but increase the number of Surya Namaskars that we do only with a good practice, but don't try to do it from day one. Okay, so starting in the Namaskar pose, inhale, hands stretched out and then back. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Then come down, exhale, exhale, exhale. Knees should not be bent, but try and touch your forehead as much as possible. Try and get it closer to the knee. Left leg to go behind. What I will be keeping my eyes straight in the front instead of looking on the side or behind. Okay, so my eyes are straight in the front. The right leg also goes behind. I try and get closer to the ground now. Exhale. Now inhale and lift only the upper body. Here I am not, here if you observe carefully, I am not putting my elbows straight. Okay, I tend, even if I lift my body up till the waist, I still have my elbows angled. Okay, they are not straight, they are angled. So you inhale here, then you exhale and get into a mountain pose. Again, as you come in the front, inhale. Then right leg also here and exhale. As you come up, inhale. Return to the normal position, exhale. Now one more time will be right leg. Step 1, inhale. Come down, exhale. Right leg to go behind, inhale. Left leg also to go behind, exhale. Hold. As you hold, you can inhale. As you go down, exhale. Entire body to touch the ground except the stomach and the buttocks. Lift the upper body first. Inhale. Get into a mountain pose. Exhale. Right leg to be brought to the original position. Inhale. Left leg also. Exhale. Hands to be stretched up. Inhale. Return to the normal starting pose. Exhale. Okay. Now we practiced it here for about 5 to 6 times, and I hope this has helped memorize the steps. Now, in case you are not able to do Surya Namaskar for 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, what you can do is you can do it twice or thrice, as much is possible for you, capable for you. But try and hold yourself in every pose for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds, as much possible for you. Okay. So that was it for today. One Surya Namaskar, but comprising of at least 10 to 12 different poses. We will complete the session, the yoga session, with a small meditation. I'll request all of you to sit in Vajrasana or Sukhasana as comfortable. Close your eyes. And we will practice Mahapran Dhwani for 3 times. So by now, I hope all of you are aware, and because you would also be practicing it every day, you are aware what Mahapran Dhwani is and how it is done. So close your eyes gently, inhale, and as you exhale, you will do that humming sound like that of a bee. Okay, so we'll inhale and then exhale with the humming sound. One more time, inhale. One last time, inhale. Slowly rub your palms against each other. Try and generate some heat. Okay, so we'll rub the palms against each other. Gently place it over your closed eyes. Don't pressurize or put pressure on the eyes, but gently cover the eyes with the palms. Let the heat generated or the warmth generated in the palms get onto the face. slowly now bring your hands down and slowly open your eyes. Okay, it is always advisable to begin as well as end every yoga or yoga asanas or exercise that you do with a meditation. It could be simple meditation or Mahapranadhwani that we did right now. This helps to channelize the energy that was generated during the yoga session in the correct path or the correct channel. Okay, with this, that was all from my end. If you have any questions, then you can ask or put in the chat box.
Anyone has any questions? I think there is something in the chat box. Yes, okay. Yeah, we will paste the attendance link pretty soon. All right. Thank you, Jagruti ji. That was really nice. Is one of the most important thing is to learn Surya Namaskar and be able to do it. And thank you very much for teaching that to us today. Next, I will request Samni ji to start her discourse. Vandami Samni ji.
आराध्य की चरण में वंदना, परम पूज्य गुरुदेव की चरण में वंदना. Dear students, today our topic is discover the diamond wisdom. And most of people, they want to achieve diamonds. They will be happy if they have diamonds because it's very precious. But how the diamond becomes precious? And what is the diamond wisdom? So first of all, when I want to start my discourse, my speech, I want to share that when diamond diamond, any diamond, when it becomes valuable. So when cut, there are 4 qualities. Four qualities of diamond, with which the 4 C's, it becomes more precious diamond. That 4 are cut, color, clarity, and carat weight. So these qualities are come together to define the unique beauty and determine the value of your diamond. So the 4 C's are the tool. When you want to buy a diamond, then there's 4 C's are the tool that will reassure you that you are buying a quality diamond and getting what you pay for, right? So today, because we are talking about the wisdom, so today I don't want to discuss about diamond, but what is the diamond wisdom is, don't search for diamonds, but become one. You can see that this is a raw diamond. When it becomes polished, it can glow, it can give a light, and it can attract anyone, everybody. So I want to say that yes, you are also a diamond. Just the way diamonds are rare, so are humans. While diamonds are found only in rare places on Earth, similar is the case with life, which is found only in the rarest of rare places in our solar system. In fact, Earth is the only such place known to me, right? I think you also know that only on Earth human beings are there. So, and amongst the thousands of different types of life, being born as a human being is no less than being a diamond in a coal mine. The question, therefore, is not whether you are a diamond, but which stage you are in, right? I already told you that you are a diamond, but in which stage of diamond? This is the, you can see this is a raw diamond. This is also diamond, but this is raw, and this is the polished. So in which stage you are? So without discovering, we can't see, we can't find that in which stage we are. So it could even be that you are yet to discover it. In fact, most of us live life without discovering that we have a diamond within us. At times, even when we realize that there is a diamond in us, we never bother to cut it properly, or rather fail to get the right teachers who can cut the various edges properly and bring out the light inside. At times, we discover the diamond and even cut it, but fail to polish it properly. For it's only when we polish a well-cut diamond properly that it starts to dazzle. And some of us are diamonds that may have just lost their sheen a little and require some more polishing. But it's my firm belief that we all are diamonds in this world. And it's with the belief that we run our institute our inner side. We can run an institute in our inner side. And this JVB, it has a belief that we can discover the diamonds, human diamonds. So today, what we'll do, we'll discover the diamond within us. Okay, so are you ready? I think all of you are ready, right? So just trust me that if you believe in yourself that yeah, I am a diamond, you can discover it. A belief can do wonders. Just you must believe that you can. In fact, the worst thing in life is not that many people don't think they can, but that many people, despite knowing that they can, still don't. For example, so many people know that they can protest when an injustice takes place. But what happens? What will they say? What's the use? Why? Avoid it. Okay, it's okay. Nothing will change. So, first we have to start thinking that yeah, we can to change. We can discover the diamond within us. So, when discovering the diamond within us is not merely trying to do well for ourselves, it's about making a difference in society and making a better society. When we see so much wrong happening around us, we can get very critical. But what should we do? Don't be only critical. Start to change and start changing. First chance, start changing from yourself. Right? So when we are discussing about the diamond, so if a diamond were to be a metaphor for human beings, then let's consider the 4 qualities which makes a diamond so sought after. The first quality that makes a diamond so invaluable is its carat weight, right? So you would have heard question like how many carats is that diamond? That's the most sought after quality of a diamond. In human beings, carats are the depth that we possess, and this represented by 2 P's. Passion and positive energy. These are the 2 most important aspects that are the hallmark of diamond with a high carat value. All successful achievers have these 2 extremely important characteristics. The more the passion and positive energy inside you, the higher carat diamond you are. Right? So, passion. The first P of discovery is passion. There is nothing more powerful than a human soul on fire. Nothing in life defines us more than how passionately we go about doing what we believe in. Like the density of a diamond is measured by its carats, similarly, the depth of the human diamond lies in his passion. It is the most important ingredient for success and happiness in life. I'm repeating this again. Why? Because it's the most important part of our life. Without it, we are worth nothing. And as human diamonds, our carrots would be negligible. Passion can make anything happen. So follow your passion and everything will follow. Everything will follow you. Take the case of the high school biology teacher. Bill Borman. Bill Borman loved playing football and left everything to go on to become a football and sports coach in the university. Many would have considered it an ordinary, thankless job. Why do you think he chose to do it? He realized that he was quite passionate about helping young athletes improve their performance while running. He pursued this passion relentlessly and went on to become a coach of national and international stature. But he did not rest on his laurels. His dedication and passionate will to succeed ensured his name in the Hall of Fame gallery as one of the greatest track and field coaches in the history of the United States, having trained some of the finest athletes who went on to become record holders and Olympic champions. The fame and everything else that went with it was gratifying, but did not reduce his passion to keep improving the athletic performance. He pushed himself to experiment and aggressively pursue and inventive approaches. His insatiable curiosity pushed him to realize that running shoes are an athlete's best friend, and if only an ounce can be removed from the shoe's weight, then in a 1 mile race, almost 200 pounds of aggregate effort could be reduced. His research found no takers among any of the shoe manufacturers, but that did not deter him at all. He went on to invent a waffle sole, which was far lighter and had a better grip than the ones that were manufactured at the time. Yet again, no one paid heed to his invention, but he knew what? He knew he had to help athletes perform better, and that was all that mattered. With this mind, all this was in his mind. He went on to become a shoe manufacturer himself with little savings and that he had. Over the time, along with Phil Knight, a middle distance runner, he overcome many trails and tribulations and went on to establish one of the biggest and most successful brands in the marketing history with the omnipresent shoes logo. Yes, the same biology teacher became the co-founder of Nike, and like the brand, enjoyed a cut status of his own, and still his passion remained improving performance of athletes. He wanted the world to share his passion. So he did all these things. So without passion, a person can do nothing. And according to Jain scriptures, I want to give a word, ho kamena. A person should have that word like in patient. It's who kamena. I want to do something in my life, and I will. Then he can do. The second P of discovery is the positive energy. Okay, sorry. So second P of discovery is the positive energy. So what is positive energy? I think you know what is positive energy. And we can feel that when we have positive energy, we can do more. And if we don't have positive energy, we can do less. So we can say that linked very closely to passion is the positive energy. And it increases the carat of human diamonds as a positive energy that lies within us. The higher the positive energy, the more our chances of achieving success. All your passion can go west if it is not backed up by a tremendous amount of positive energy. That's the force behind our passions, and that's what makes passionate men work wonders. What happens when a 1-ton boulder falls on you in a accident? Which accident? Which type of accident? Freak accident. During a climbing expedition, and the doctor amputates both your legs from the mid-thigh. Well, if you have positive energy, then that is all that the doctor can take when you are who? Warren McDonald. Warren McDonald has always a taste of adventure. And it happened with him while climbing summit. He got trapped beneath a 1-ton boulder and freak rock fall. The accident resulted the loss of both legs, amputated at mid-thigh. And doctor told him that now you never walk. You can never walk in your life. But he had a positive energy, right? And so 10 months later, Warren climbed Tasmania Tasmania's Cradle Mountain, using a modified wheelchair and seat on his pants. And a year later, in an epic 28 journey through some of the most inhospitable terrain in Australia, he climbed Federation Peak. So, if positive energy we have, if we have the positive energy, this positive energy has two sources. One is the external motivation. Someone else motivates you and fills you with positive energy. Then of course the job is easier. But what when there is no source of external motivation? Well, that's when the real challenge comes. And that's when you look inside your own reservoirs and bring out your positivity. As Rabindranath Tagore wrote, Jolly thought, Dakshune keona ashe, tobe ekla chalore. If nobody responds to your call, then walk it alone. That's the spirit of self-motivated men. So they motivated themselves and go after their dreams. So second P of parrot is a positive energy. Next, what is the takeaway of positive energy? It's very closely linked very closely to patient. The higher positive energy, the more chances of achieving success. All your passion can go best if it is not backed up with tremendous amount of positive energy, all I explained to you. Okay, so the second human diamonds criteria is, first he was carrot, second is a cut. So for cut, there are two human qualities are there, two P's are there: performance and perseverance. So how well cut is the diamond within you? How well? The performance and perseverance, both are says it about this. What happens generally? What people do, they are continuing the same behavior and expecting a different result. So it is not possible. We can say it's how the organization Alcoholics Anonymous defines insanity, that continuing the same behavior and just expecting a different result. But if you keep doing what you have always done, you will keep getting what you have always got. And only a madman would think otherwise. If you want things around you to change, you need to be the change agent. You have got to do something more than what you have always been doing. You need to act now. You need to perform and lead by example. For a home, lead by example for others to follow. This is where the hard work begins. It's the true taste of cut of the diamond in you. Doctors, psychologists, coaches, mentors, and just about everybody maintain that it was humanly impossible to cross a mile in less than 4 minutes. But every athlete also accepted. But as a norm, not the Roger Bannister, who broke the barrier through sheer hard work in 1954, held now as a miracle run. He defied all logic as he sped past 45 other runners and closed the finishing line in 3 minutes 59.4 seconds. History was created that day because it was his hard work that gave shape to his passion. The high carat diamond had been cut very well. The very next year, about 24 people crossed a mile in less than 4 minutes. Today, this is an expected norm. So, performance. Your performance matters. Sustained sincerity. The two most words that make an achiever. So, what we should do? How to perform? We should know it. So, performance, we can say this 4-stage plan is performance is a 4-stage plan. We can vividly imagine, like I want this, I will perform like this. Just imagine. Then ardently desire that, yeah, I will get it. I'll get this, that thing. Like many students, what they're doing, they don't want to study, but they want first grade. They want merit list, their name in merit list. So it is not possible. But ardently the desire. Then genuinely believe in your dreams. They believe that they can. But what happens? The last thing that most necessary is act upon them wholeheartedly. But funny part is that we are good at imagining, right? We are very good at imagining. We are passionately desiring and truly believing in our dreams. But generally what happens with us? We forgot to act. So our performance is the main thing in this area when we want to become a diamond. The next thing is the perseverance. Perseverance. What is perseverance? According to this, we can say the result of your journey is not reward. The journey is the reward. Because the only people who never fail are those who never try. We can say this quote sums up this P, perseverance. Show me a winner and I will show you how true the fallacy of the term overnight success is. Every winner is a winner because he has dared to fail. Consider some of these stories. The man was turned down by Toyota Motor Corporation in a job interview for an engineer during World War II. Charitra did not lose hope. He went on to start Honda. And nowadays, Honda is a very famous company. Kishore Kumar he was a very good singer of Bollywood films and also very good actor. Before his brother was also in Bollywood as a very good actor. And he also thought that I will be like my brother. He went to his brother's home and he asked for help from his brother Ashok Kumar that I want to be like you. But it was not given. When he told this, His brother didn't listen anything and he closed his door. But he was not disheartened. He took a lesson from it and tried even harder. That made him one of the best singers of his time and even today. The brother who turned him down was his best critic and supporter. After many years, he asked his brother that when I came to you, you didn't support me. And now you are best supporter of me. Well, then his brother replied that I wanted that you should be something more than me. I'm already Ashok Kumar, I am here. I don't want my duplicate. I want Kishore Kumar. I wanted Kishore Kumar and you are now. So perseverance is the most important part of our life when we want to discover our diamond. So the only people who never fail are those that never try. So we should be dare to fail. Generally, what happens with us, we have a fear. If what will happen if we'll be fail, we will fail. But no, we should be dare. We should have that dare that we can dare that failure. We can accept that failure. Success, because success teaches us very little. It is failure that makes you think and work harder. So we should be prepared to fail, but have the perseverance to try again and again. Amin may fail many times, but he isn't a failure until he begins to blame somebody else. Paul Getty said that until we are not blaming others for our failure, we are not failure. We are trying more and more. So what we should do is we should stop complaining and take adversity in our stride. Okay, so this is the perseverance. So the third thing which is important in diamond is color. So what color the diamond within you? So color of human diamond is the personality and people skill. Our personality and people skill is the most important color of diamond within us. So in term of Jainism, you can say personality is we should present our best. We should present our best. And our personality is the most important part for success. A charismatic and pleasing personality is one major aspect of success. Personality hones in you synergy effect. Add a magnetic personality to your hard work and perseverance, and you can reach much further than you can with hard work alone. It's not just great talent, but a feeling of commitment within a team. So personality is the most important. And if you have a very good personality, you can lead your team, and your personality will lead you to success. But this can only happen when there is a leader who not only leads from the front, but also loves his team who understands each team members the most and gives each one a task where the individual can excel. So in a leader, personality is more important than technical expertise. Technical expertise is a different thing and the personality is a different thing. So he has to have this ability to create an aura of dynamism around him and bring in so much good cheer and positive energy that it sets the right tone of entire organization and has a strong positive impact on good performance. So to become such a great leader and develop a magnetic personality, you need to work day in and day out and groom yourself. You need to become a great communicator and relentlessly follow the law of personality building. And the law of personality stands for looks, actions, and words, right? Looks, actions, and words. These are three hallmarks of great personalities. Looks is not about how good looking you are physically, because there is nothing like good looking and bad looking. Nothing. What's good looking in America may be bad looking in Africa. What's good looking in Africa might be bad looking in America. And what's good looking in Vietnam as maybe considered ugly in India. So looks is about the first impression you give of yourself to others from the way you present yourself. Right? So personality is very, very, very important. And United Nations Summit is the best example of how leaders of 100+ nations, all with different physical looks, come across as looking so good. Why? Because regardless of the color of your skin and your physical appearance, when you stand in the UN summit wearing a white shirt, a fitting black suit, a red tie, well-polished shoes and hair neatly done, you are bound to make a good impression. It doesn't cost much either, but it decides if the other person is interested in speaking to you, right? So personality is a very important thing. You will never find any great leader without a great personality. Often during an interview or from the time you walk into the room, take your seat, because now we'll go further. You will, after you're studying, some of you will complete your studies very soon. So when after your study you will go to interview, you will take seat. The interviewer has already decided not to take you or they want to take you. That's because he's searching for a surrogate for his organization. And just by looking at you, he might have decided he doesn't need you. And you are left wondering why you are asked only 2 questions before the interviewer let you go. So the first impression that you make is very important in life. So after looks come your actions. The way you walk, the way you use your hands while speaking, the way you take the chair to sit, the way you use eye contact while speaking, everything is important. Yeah, it's very important. I liked the last lecture, my last lecture was, and that time, because of some technical issues at the last moment, my laptop not worked. So I had to do without presentation or uncompleted presentation. I have to present my speech. And also some technical issues were there, so I also didn't open my video that time. For that, students gave their feedback that they want a presentation, and also they want what video open, so they can get more the meaning of the topic. So it is like your personality or eye contact. When your face can watch others, they can get more. That's what you are telling. More than your words, your face can tell them more. So all these things are important, because what you have inside you is the first reflect on your looks and then your actions. It's only when you have been able to make a favorable impression with your looks and actions that you are given a chance to use the W of law. That is your worth. So we must remember that despite having great knowledge, we might never even be heard if we aren't able to use our looks and actions properly before uttering any words. So the personality is also most important thing. I want to give the example of Amitabh Bachchan. When Star TV's fortune were drilling, they rocked in Amitabh Bachchan. He stormed into their drawing rooms with immaculate personality, a perfect example of power of low personality. And beloved us all. Talent apart, it's his personality that took him a level that no one else had ever reached before. Despite there being many other very talented people before him, including some superstars too. So this is a very important thing, the personality. Because Amitabh Bachchan, before being a superstar, when he went first time in film industry, generally before that he went to radio station, and that time they denied that your voice is not proper, and now people are fan of his voice. So personality is the most important thing in our life. The next personality is Warren Buffett, and he's one of the richest person in the world, but does not own luxurious life like many others. He has a jet company of his own, but he never uses his personal jet. He's the director of 63 trading companies in the world, but does not waste his time meeting and calls. He just writes one email to CEOs every year saying follow two rules. First is never waste shareholders' money. And second is never forget the first rule. So this is his personality, which makes impact. So the color of human diamond is determined by individual's personality and faith. And leader should be able to create an aura and dynamism around him and bring energy that sets the tone of the organization and future. So the law of personalities looks, actions, and words. The next P of discovery is the people skill. Without people skill, leader can't lead. Any organization, any team, it's very important that you should have like a people skill. So we can say that without this skill, nobody can run any business. During interviews, many times people ask many people like who are great personalities who are running many industries that what is that thing that they can manage all the things together. And generally most of that great personality, most of them will find the answer that they have got great people who run their businesses, their industries. They're all organizations. So the truth is that if we are alone, if we want to do it alone, we can't do. We can't be able for it. But because if you have a team, and which type of team? Team of extremely passionate people, a considerable broadcaster. So it's a very good quality of a leader, people skill. The job of leader is not to create followers. No, it is to create more leaders fearlessly. If leader has a fear that if I will create a leader, then what will happen with me? Who will give me respect? No. But wait, 1 minute.
And will teach you the wonderful things. What is the most important thing kids ever understand? Knowing is a good thing. Doing is much better. Doing it repeatedly is the best thing in the life. Please do practice whatever you have learned today. And I tell you, the result. If they ask me, you can unmute yourself and then ask.
Sorry for disturbance. So people skill, and the persons who have the people skill, they are always being more successful. So Narayan Murthy, I think many of you can, many of you are know this all these names. So when Infosys, an excellent example of teamwork, he is Narayan Murthy. So it's great team. You can say Nandan Nilekani, Chris Gopal Krishnan with Mr. Narayan Murthy. And they did hard work and they had commitment for what? Build one of the India's greatest company from crest and that did it. So this one man and his team who were able to harness energy, full of talent and nature into a big business house. So people skill is the most important thing. So if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you should go together. It's an African saying and it's very true. We should have the knack of building a great team. It is easy to get players, but getting them to play together is hard part of our life. So people's skill is the most important thing. मैं उनको 5-10 मिनट ले लूँ. Sorry. And perspective. The next thing is clarity. So perspective and principle. Our perspective should be clear and principles should be clear in our mind, that which are our life's principle and which we want to follow it. And perspective also should be there. So without perspective and principles, we can't get that clarity. So perspective is the first key that helps us become a spotless, clear diamond. If you know where you are traveling to and what you want in life, everything else becomes clear and your journey reaps the maximum rewards. Perspective requires personal as well as a broader vision. The unfortunate reality in your life is that often because we lack perspective, we choose that path which gives us short-term returns, but it's harmful in the long run. So, inside my empty bottle, I was constructing a lighthouse while all the others were making ships. This is Charles Simich's thought. It's very, very good. How is your perspective? What is your perspective? It depends on you. Which type of perspective you want to follow in your life. So it helps us, and a clear perspective gives us the power, the courage to face even the greatest challenge with optimism. So we should have clear perspective. I will do faster, sorry, I am taking more time. 8th P of discovery is principles. So principles should be there in our life, and we should never leave our principles, never deviate from our principles. As a consultant, I can say that we should have principles, and it helps us in our life. If we have no principle, if we have no clear principle that why and on which principles our life is going, we can't do it. We can't follow it. So all great leaders worth naming, worth appreciating, have always stuck in their principles. That's what takes them to the very top. Sacrifice principles and you have put a big spot inside the diamond that will be revealed one day or the other. That's why it's most important for us to know the real definition of success. Success is not about the result. Success is about the courage to undertake a journey that you believe in. As the title of Steve Jobs' book says, the journey is the reward. That's the true meaning of success for principled men. And that's what Gita explains. Also Jainism, in every religion we can find that thing. तू कर्म किए जा, फल की चिंता मत. Keep working without worrying about the results. Yeah. So that's what true diamonds do. They keep doing what they believe in, what they know is right, without worrying about results. Some never show success, but that doesn't mean that they were failures. They tried and chased what they believed in, and for them, the journey was the reward. So we must believe this, and then we can never experience failure. For the man to whom the journey itself the reward, everything else is merely an add-on. And that's how we come clear diamonds. So we should follow our principles. You can say that J.R.D. Tata, he India's most respected businessman for decades, showed the world how one could succeed in business while maintaining very high ethical standards. So it was his principle that he will maintain always very high ethical standards. Never did he bribe politicians or use black market to increase revenues or profits. So, and now he became, today also Tata company is very famous in India. The last P is a patriotism. So patriotism is also should be in our life. In Jain history also we read that Jain Shravakas, when they get chance for their country, that they have to fight for their country, they did it. They followed the Jainism, they followed the non-violence, but according to their deity also they followed patriotism, and they did it. So these were the 9 P's of diamonds, discovering diamonds within us. I think you get all my points. If you have any question, you can ask, or otherwise I have to go the lecture. Okay.
Anyone has any questions?
I think it's very clear.
All right. I think there is
Okay,
something in
name.
the chat.
Yeah, I can revise the name.
Okay.
Name is 4 C's and 9 P's. 4 C's are the carrot, cut, color, and clarity. So carrot. In carrot, 2 P's are there: passion and positive energy. In cut, performance and perseverance. In color, personality and people skill. And in clarity, perspective, principles, and patriotism. Okay? Thank you. So now I want to invite Mehul Bhai, and he is a Vice President of Jain Vishwa Bharati Orlando, and also coordinator of this Gyan Shala of Orlando and this summer camp. So I think Manish Bhai will give his more introduction. Thank you for listening to me, and I will mute myself now.
Thank you, Vandam.
Well, I guess Manish Bhai does not have to say anything. Samniji told enough about me, and you all know me for the last 5 weeks. Sorry, you will have to put up with me today for the next 1 hour, and I hope you will enjoy it. My topic is social media wisdom. I'll pull up my PowerPoint. bear with me for a minute. I'm pulling up my PowerPoint here. Okay, let me share my screen. Let's see. All right. All right. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, Mehul bhai.
Okay. Yeah, I think they see my screen now. Thank you, Manish. All right. Okay. So I don't see the other screen. I see it here. What is the other one here?
Okay, so you want to share screen too, right?
Yeah, I already shared it.
Okay, and then you want to go on your own screen.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Do you all see me? And do you see my screen?
Yes, Mehul bhai.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So social media, you all know what social media is. It has become an integral part of our life today. We probably spend more time on social media than the people around us. Isn't it true? So then we all know about what social media is. What is the wisdom? Can anyone tell me what is wisdom? Anyone? Well, I guess no one knows what wisdom means. Well, wisdom is the ability to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. So someone said sometime that your answers determine how clever you are. You know, when somebody asks you a question and you answer, that determines how clever you are. But your questions determine how wise you are. So that is what wisdom is. It's different from being clever. It's different from being intelligent. Wisdom means if you can tell what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. So social media wisdom means we are going to discuss and try to come up with some rules which can tell us what we should be doing on social media and what we should not be doing. And then we will use
some reply on the chat, like someone say having experiences. So
that is right. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not able to see my chats right now, but yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you, Manish. If you can just keep watch on the chat. Yes. So experience definitely makes you gain some wisdom. That's another way of saying that, because many times wisdom only comes through the experience, not by reading books or listening to the lectures or whatever, like what you are doing now. But I'm just trying to nudge you in that direction of how to get the wisdom. Another good thing about that is you cannot experience everything in your life, right? Life is such a short span. So you have to learn from others' experiences. So that is a easy way to gain wisdom. If somebody did something and they failed at it or succeeded at it, you can learn from it and then uh, fail or succeed at the same thing. Obviously, if it is failure, you are not going to follow it. Anyway, so when I say, what is right to do, what is wrong to do, you all know that the things are not that black and white. There is always a grayish shade. So that is what we are going to, come up with today is like, what is that yardstick to measure our behavior on social media? What is that measuring tape? How do you measure whether somebody else's behavior or your own behavior is right or wrong? So Jainism can help us here. So we will first discuss some Jainism principles to come up with this measuring tape, this yardstick by which then we can measure our behavior on social media. So like I said, Jainism there are like 12 vows in Jainism. You all know, people who are listening to me and who are not Jains, there's a little background here. You all know at least about Tirthankar. Everybody has heard about Tirthankar. Who is Tirthankar? Tirthankar Bhagavant is the one who establishes the Tirth. What is Tirth? Tirth consists of 4 parts. You have monks, sadhus, you have nuns, sadhvis, you have Shravaks and Shravikas. Shravak and Shravika are the one who are Jain, who follow the Jain religion, but they haven't taken Diksha. So, they are not monks or nuns. So Bhagavan has described 12 vows that a Shravak should take. They cannot take the 5 big vows, the Mahavrats, because when you take that is basically when you take the Diksha. That is when you become monk or nun. So if you cannot take that, then instead of that, you are supposed to take these 12 vows. Which are these 12 vows? And that's why they are called Anuvrats, meaning they are not big vrats, they are not big vows. That's why Anu means small. So you just take them as per your capacity. What are these 12 vows? We'll just go through them briefly, and this will make a basis for our measuring tape, our yardstick for social media wisdom. So obviously the first one is non-violent ahimsa anuvrat, which is non-violence. That's like the main basic fundamental of Jainism, is non-violence. What is non-violence? It means you don't want to hurt anyone physically or verbally. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. That's basic. Then second one is satya anuvrat. Satya means truth. So you don't want to say lies. Now, one important thing here is that you don't want to even say the truth if it hurts someone's feelings. In such circumstances, you just want to keep silent because obviously you don't want to say a lie. So that is also part of it. So Satya Anuvrat means it's not to speak the truth all the time. It is about not to speak the lies. Third one is Achaurya Anuvrat. Achaurya means non-stealing. Very simple. You don't want to steal someone's possessions, someone's cash or jewelry or anything like that. Most of us don't do that. Brahmacharya Anuvrat means chastity, meaning it's about celibacy. So it's pretty clear. Fifth one is aparigraha, meaning non-attachment. So you want to keep your worldly possessions to a minimum. All your possessions, anything, toys, phones, cash, furniture, real estate, stocks, anything that you possess. You want to keep it to a minimum, or at least you should not have attachment to them. That's aparigraha. Next three vrats are guna vrats, like they express gun. So it's like a dik vrat. Dik vrat, dik means disha, means direction. So you should limit your activities on each direction, meaning there are like 10 directions, right? So it's like you have a east, west, south, north, and then you have a 4 corners, right? You have a northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. So, and then you have a upper and lower. So there are like 10 directions. So you say that, okay, I will not, let's say, hurt anyone who is away more than 100 miles from me, or I will not travel more than 100 miles from where I am. So that kind of thing, you know. So you limit your the area over which you can go. Bhog, upbhog. Bhog means consumable. Consumable meaning something that you enjoy only once, like food, drink. You eat something, that's it. You cannot eat that again. Non-consumable meaning something that you use again and again, like your furniture or your clothes, your ornaments. So you limit your use of consumable and on non-consumable. That is bhog, upbhog vrat. Anarth dand, anarth meaning without any purpose. So purposelessly you just commit sins. You know, don't do that. You know, like you badmouth someone for no reason. You know, just pass the time. Just anarth dand. You know, obviously it is a sin. So these are 3 gunavrats, and then so you have 5 mahavrats, 3 gunavrats, and then 4 shikshavrats. So that's total 4, 5 plus 3, 8 plus 4. That's 12. The Siksha vrats are more like a disciplinary. So there is a Samayik vrat. Samayik is like when you sit down for 48 minutes in one place and then you just do religious activity. You read a religious book or you just meditate just for 48 minutes. You don't do any worldly thing. You don't attend to your phone. You don't speak to anyone. It's like being a monk for 48 minutes. Then you have a Desav Kasika Vrat, which is basically, you know, I told you like about the Dik Vrat, Bhog Vrat. Like Dik Vrat meaning you limit your activity in certain direction, and Bhog meaning you limit your, you know, consumable, non-consumable. So this one is limiting it even more. So what you do in this thing is that you limit it even further by the time. So you say that, okay, I will drink only 5 times today, or I'll eat only 2 times today. So like you limit it by a day or by a week. So that's this Kasika Vrat. Ausat meaning you actually become a monk or a nun. So you actually go to Upashraya and then you just live a life of a monk for a day or 2 days. Usually it is for a day. So that's called Pausada. And Atithi Samvivag, Atithi meaning guest, Samvivag meaning, you know, you serve them. So this is about, you know, giving away your possessions to monks, nuns, basically charity to good people. So these are the 12 vrats. Now, next we will see how we can use them to form our measuring stick, our yardstick. So here you see a circle. This is the boundary. This is the limit which is defined by the 12 vrats, which we just talked about. So once you take these 12 vrats, right, these 12 vows, that will define the boundary within which you are going to live your life. Okay. So let's say I will not, you take a vow that, I will not lie about anyone for next 1 week. That's a boundary you made for yourself. So that's the boundary we are talking about here. Okay. Now, when you cross the boundary, right? You said that I will not speak lie about anyone for a week, and by mistake, you just get carried away on social media. I'll give you example social media because that is what our topic is. And you by jokingly, you said something, which is not right, not true about someone. So that's called atikraman, meaning you crossed the boundary. Ati meaning going outside. Kraman means crossing. So you went outside the boundary, which is basically you committed a sin, right? So let's say this guy here took a vow that he would not become angry. Becoming angry is basically is like you are committing a violence, because you are hurting somebody's feeling. So as a non-violence, the first vow, if you had taken the vow that I will not hurt anyone's feelings for, let's say, next 1 month, and then a situation arises, someone says something about you which you didn't like, and now you lash out. So well, now you cross the boundary. So what do? Well, there is something called pratikraman in Jainism. So when you do atikraman, meaning when you cross the boundary, you want to get back inside the boundary, which is called pratikraman. So what is pratikraman? Pratikraman is again a 48-minute to 1 hour a kind of a meditation process. It's not really meditation. There is a whole list of all the sins which are described in pratikraman scripture that you go through, and you ask for the forgiveness. You say michhami dukadam. You enumerate all your sins. But hey, if I said bad things to someone, if I got angry at someone, if I lied about something, or if I violated any of my bhog pariman, or any other vows that I took out of those 12 vows, I committed that I'll do 1 samayik every day, and then I didn't do it because I didn't get a time. Well, it's still a sin because you took the vow, you didn't follow through. So then you do a pratikraman. So you're supposed to do a daily pratikraman. So at night you do a pratikraman to ask for the forgiveness, repent for all the sins you committed throughout the day. Any question? Anything in the chat, Manish?
No, Mehul bhai, so far nothing.
So far nothing. Okay. So I guess everybody is following me so far. All right. So now, having gone through this Shravak's 12 vows, and how it forms a boundary for us, and what you can do if you cross the boundary. Next, we'll discuss about one very important principle in Jainism. It is called Anekantavad. Does anyone know what Anekantavad is?
Thinking about multiple angles.
Multiple?
Thinking with multiple angles.
Angles, yes. Very good. Yes, that's good. Anek meaning more than one. It's not ek. Ek, anek, right? More than one. Ant meaning ends, meaning dimensions, angles, like she said. And vad meaning it is a principle. So there are multiple dimensions, multiple facets to anything. And this is one of the unique principle of Jainism, I don't think we find it any other religion. And really, it is one of the most important principles in Jainism. So it states that there are multiple sides of each fact, and it is very, very important to understand this. And these multiple sides occur due to diverse opinions. Any questions on this? We'll go through these why these diverse opinions occur in the next slide. So you need to respect this diversity of opinions. Now it is easier said than done, because whenever you come across any opinion which does not reflect your opinion, your values, your knowledge, we tend to react immediately, especially on social media. I mean, obviously we are talking social media, and that's when we get into trouble sometimes. So that's where Anekantvad can help us to understand other opinions too. Now, why we should respect diversity of opinions? Because they can be rooted in many diverse things. So what are the diverse things they can be rooted in? How to practice Anekantvad on social media. So your opinions can be rooted in culture, right? That's one of the main thing. Why opinions differ. To give you, I'll give you an example here. Like when we came from India, we were brought up in Indian culture, and like me, many of your parents also came from India. So now Indian culture and American culture, they are very different. And but I'll just discuss two main things here. One is the harmony versus honesty. What does that mean? So in American culture, they tend to say as it is. They want to give their opinions directly. Maybe they would dress it up a little bit like, political correctness, but they still want to say it directly. While Indians, they put more emphasis on harmony than honesty. So they want to keep the relationship in harmony. So they would tend not to give direct opinions. Now, for example, let's say an Indian says at work that, hey, I have pulled together a design for the conference invites, which I think will really appeal to the people. Then American says, I had a look at the design and I don't think it reflects our company culture very well. I think we should revisit it. Now, to another American who values directness, what their colleague just said, it would not be taken offensively. But to an Indian who is more likely to value harmony, the directness of this feedback could be taken very offensively. Because in Indian culture, Indians tend to be indirect in what they say. Even if they don't agree with their counterpart, they are still unlikely to openly confront their counterpart or to say anything which might damage harmony within the relationship. Indeed, Indians are far more likely to give clues to their feelings through what they don't say rather than through what they say. So this is an important difference in the culture. Now, think about it, so there is a difference like this. Now you are chatting with some American and you are from Indian culture. You can see how a clash can happen or a misunderstanding can happen because you're not expressing your opinion that clearly, and that leads to the second point is explicit versus implicit. Americans tend to be far more explicit than their Indian counterparts. To ensure that everyone has the same understanding, they might reiterate things, emphasize things, check understanding, and then commit details to the paper. Indians, They are more likely to communicate implicitly by making use of their body language and non-verbal clues. They expect their counterparts to read between the lines and infer the meaning. Now, well, not everybody can read between the lines, especially Americans. They are not brought up like that. So, now that can cause misunderstanding. It's just an example of, how culture can cause different opinions. Next is upbringing. Obviously, if somebody was brought up in, a poor household, and somebody is like in a rich household, and obviously their opinions about, like especially about the money or about possessing things, about cars and whatnot, it will differ. Knowledge, obviously someone who has more knowledge about the topic would have a very different opinion about something than someone else. We are who doesn't know much about the topic. And we know this every day nowadays because about this COVID-19 pandemic. Some people don't want to wear mask. Some people absolutely wear the mask. Why? There is a difference in knowledge. People being ignorant. They just don't know the medical facts about it. And I can go on and on. There are so many things that people do differently because of the lack of knowledge or having a knowledge. So now when these two people talk, obviously, there is going to be a huge difference in opinions. They cannot be on the same page because their knowledge is very different about the virus and how it spreads. Emotions, obviously, like ego, fear, greed. Ego tends to make you brag about something which you don't really have. Fear is another very powerful feeling. People tend to lie or shy away, because of the fear. Greed is another very powerful emotion. Greed is actually root of all the evil, and that can color your opinion. Political beliefs is another big one. No explanation needed there. As you all know that, if you are conservative or Republican versus if you are a liberal or a Democrat, you will have 180-degree angle between you to look at the things. Anything, right? About the religion, about any topic, racism, global warming, you name it. So that's political beliefs that can make you have a different opinions. Economics ideas, everybody has a different behavior when it comes to finances. Some people tend to be more conservative, want to save more. Some people say, hey, just enjoy the life. We got only one life, and why to save for the next generation? They will, do on their own. So there are different ideas, economics. So obviously, that will make you have different opinions. All right. So, do you have any question before I go on to the next slide? So,
no question, Mehul bhai.
No questions.
The chat.
All right. So, how Anekantvad helps you practice? How do you practice Anekantvad on social media when you have diverse opinions due to all these inherent things in the people? Culture, upbringing. I mean, these are things you cannot change. You cannot change how you are brought up. So whenever you encounter any differing opinion or any offending comment for that matter, please don't react immediately. First, think from other person's point of view. That is what Anekantvad says. Anekantvad says that there are different facets of the same opinion, same fact. So why that person is thinking that way? What is so different about his or her culture, upbringing, knowledge, emotions, or beliefs, which is making her or him to opine differently than what you have? So think from their perspective. When you think that way, it will open up your mind to a whole different world, which actually exists out there and which you never thought of before. You might think, oh, we know about all the things, but really I'm telling you, it is a very powerful thing to think from others' perspective. I mean, you might actually learn something from them, something that you might have ignored all your life. And now all of a sudden you realize that, well, that could be true too. So now having that other opinion side, understanding of the other opinion side, now you will be able to respond to that comment in a much better way if you choose to respond. Now you don't have to respond every time. Always remember, silence and patience should always be on the table whenever you consider your options. Silence and patience. We'll discuss more about it in next slides. Any questions? All right, go to the next slide. So now we have discussed about the 12 vows of Jainism, and we discussed what Anekantvad is and how we can practice Anekantvad on social media by looking at the same thing from different angles, from different point of views. Okay, so now next we'll discuss the don'ts on social media, the things we should not be doing on social media. Remember the measuring tape, the yardstick, that's what we are trying to define here. So this is where we start now defining it. Like these don'ts will define the boundary within which we want to behave on social media. No strong opinions, please. No matter how strongly you feel about certain topic, please don't express that in public. Because what happens is, once you make it on public, you cannot change it later if there is a backlash. And like I said, with Anekantvad, there should not be any strong opinions, because no matter how strongly you feel, there is always another differing opinion. No accusations in public without any strong evidence. So don't accuse anyone in public if you have not checked the facts yourself, because you can actually damage someone's reputation, and actually you can cause them irreparable damage. And actually these are all parts of the Satya Anuvrat that we saw before. That if you actually do this, then in the Pratikrama there are actually things which actually says this, that if I did this, if I accuse someone without any evidence, then I am asking for forgiveness. Oh God, I'm asking for forgiveness for that. So this is actually directly coming from Pratikrama. No mocking someone to an extreme such that it becomes an insult. And so basically don't hurt anybody's feelings. So why would you do that? Right? I mean, you know, one of the reason can be people post like, you know, utterly stupid things on social media, and then that makes your urge strong to react to it, to mock that person. But please stop that urge. And if you cannot control your urge, then at least take it private. Don't mock the person in public. No, privately, you can ask the person. And even in private, don't react it. Just ask the person first, you know, why he or she, you know, did that. So that gives them a chance to explain them too, you know, and maybe after listening to them, maybe, you know, you might change your opinion too. No fear mongering without any concrete evidence. So that's another thing that you know, we tend to, some people tend to do on social media. They tend to spread rumors, especially about fears. It's a cheap way of gaining popularity, because the person who does that, they think that, you know, now you know, a lot of people will look at their post, because, you know, it is sensational. Whenever you know, do a fear mongering, because people tend to be like a breaking news. But if you don't have concrete evidence, don't do that, because some people take it seriously, and you can actually, you know, affect their health, or their mental health, especially, you know, if not physical health. Don't show your anger or don't lash out at anyone in public. This is a big no-no, because, you know, once you do that, that goes against you. Because whatever you write on social media, it's like, you know, you cannot take it back. It's there forever. So that's the thing too. I mean, and then, you know, people can go back to that and read it again and again, and, you know, now they can become even more angry. So you don't want to, you know, lash out at anyone. And if you have to do that, do it in private. Again, even there, you shouldn't be doing it, but, you know, that's the least you should be trying to do. Don't reveal anyone's secret, especially in public. Now, revealing anyone's secret, that's really a big thing. I mean, that's like stealing somebody's reputation. It's worse than stealing somebody's money. So you have to be careful about that. Don't give any advice unless you are completely sure about it. Don't misguide anyone. You know, like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. So when you advise someone, it's a great responsibility, because now that person is going to follow your advice. So if you are not sure about it, you might be misguiding someone, and you can put them in harm's way. So you have to be careful. And you know, I mean, advising someone is so tempting because it satisfies your ego. But unless you have gone through that, I would say, you have experienced it, I wouldn't advise someone just because I read it somewhere or I heard it somewhere. So if someone asks for advice and you don't have like a concrete evidence, then just say it honestly that I just don't know. No lies, be honest. If you cannot do that, then you want to just stay mum. Don't just say anything. I mean, lies can hurt somebody's feelings, and you don't know how much harm you can do someone. They can go into, they can have anxiety attacks, they can go into depression, because now they have to repair the damage that is caused by your lie. And absolutely no bullying. It can cause a very big damage to someone, that people can even commit suicide who are bullied online. Personal bullying that happens in the school, what happens there is you have peers around you that to help as a buffer against the bullying. So there is a help there. But in cyberbullying, I mean, there are no peers. You don't even see the person who you are bullying. And that person in a corner in his or her room is suffering, which you don't see. It is really serious. Now, what if you get bullied? What do you do? Well, first of all, you don't want to retaliate. And you want to write a nasty post in the response. Because if you do it, it will only make the things worse, make the situation worse. Now, do not take the rude comments personally, nor doubt your views or beliefs. The rude comments have little to do with you. They are more about the issues of the person who is making them. So understand that. This is if you get bullied. Do not reread the offending comments. This will only lead to obsession and further anger. Report the offending comments to a group moderator if possible. Understand that not everyone has your same beliefs or views or opinions. Be open to others' thoughts and opinions. Recognize that many people can be right. What seems like a rude comment at first glance might only be someone expressing a different opinion, just like we discussed in Anekantwad. So that's that about bullying. We should not bully, but if we get bullied, then these are some of the things you can try. Anyone has any question?
Mehul, by no question on chat.
Okay, all right. We'll go to the next one. We have 3 more slides left. So we discussed don'ts, meaning what we should not do on social media. Now we'll discuss what we should do on social media, what we should be promoting on social media. Praise the achievements. Don't praise the wrong achievements. If somebody, let's say, hurt somebody's feelings or did something wrong which does not represent your values, then don't praise it just because other people are praising it. It's wrong. It does not represent your values. But you should always praise the good achievements because it is a good moral booster. You might not feel it that way, but the person who's getting that praise, certainly helps them. Good wishes for an upcoming exam or upcoming competition or good birthday wishes. All these are good ways to boost the morale. And obviously, when you wish someone on a good occasion, you spread the happiness. So obviously, these are good things to do, positive things to do. It can even repair the relationships because people are usually in a good mood on their birthdays or when they achieve something. And when you praise them and you seize on their opportunity to repair those broken ties. Show respect. That's very important, to show respect. You have like a negative opinions about someone, only when you don't respect them, or only when your respect you all of a sudden have a less respect for the person. So when you have respect, you tend to not say bad things about the person. Show sympathy, compassion when needed. So when someone is down, someone has a bad episode in their life, you definitely want to show sympathy, compassion, as good as you can. Not everybody is good at showing these things, but don't shy away completely, and that really helps the person mentally. Stay calm, practice silence, have patience. Like I said before, silence and patience should always be on the table whenever you react or respond to anything on social media. That should be one of your options. When you evaluate your option to respond to something, either you can write something bad again back to them, retaliate, or you can just ignore it. You can say something good, but you should also have a silence, meaning just ignore it, or have a patience and think about it and then respond to it. Keep low profile. Don't brag or boast in public on social media, because you never know that there could be some people who would not take it in a good way, in a positive way. They may actually try to damage your reputation because of jealousy. So just keep a low profile. You don't want to show everyone what you are. In a Gujarati, there is a saying, says "Name te saune game." People who bow down, everybody likes that person. There is nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, you don't want to bow down to the wrong people. You have to stay firm, but you just want to keep low profile. Now, do you have any questions before I go to the next slide? Yeah, about about this patience thing, you can make like a 30-second rule. So after you wrote something to someone, don't post it. Stay away from your computer or from your phone for 30 seconds. And then come back, look at your message that you wrote, and ask yourself how you would feel if someone wrote this about you. Again, same thing, anekantavad. You think from the other person's perspective. And then that will make you make a better decision about your post. You can take a technology break. You can just turn off your phone or computer for a night and just enjoy doing something that you like to do, a nice meal, a meditation, taking a warm bath, talking to family members, and that feeling, that negative feeling that somebody caused you would go away. Okay, so we just to reiterate, we discussed about the 12 vows, how and the Anekantavad, and how it can help us create a boundary for ourselves on how to react on social media, how to respond on social, how to behave on social media. And then we went through what we should not do and what we should do. So the things we should do, they come within the boundary. The don'ts, they come outside the boundary. And once you know that boundary, then when you cross it, you will know that I'm crossing the boundary. So after repeating this, after some time, it will become your habit, and then you will have a much better social media experience.
Mehul bhai, there is a question.
Uh-huh.
The question is, how do you recommend combating peer pressure on social media?
Peer and pressure?
How do you recommend combating peer pressure?
Oh, peer pressure. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Right. That's a very good question. That's because yeah, it is happening right now a lot. So peer pressure is a difficult subject because peers are your friends and you value your relationship a lot. So now when they ask you to do something, it is very hard to ignore it. So the best thing is to talk to them, because you cannot write everything. I would say pick up the phone and talk to them, have a honest conversation with them now, and put your perspective in front of them why you don't want to do that. And if they understand it, then they are good friends, they are good peers. If they don't understand it, that means they don't have a respect for your values, your principles, and maybe then they are not worth your friendship. So then at that point you might have to make a decision. Maybe you just try to stay a little bit away from that person. It is hard to do, but I guess that's why you have to have this boundary we talked about. It has to be a solid boundary so that you don't get carried away outside the boundary, because yeah, there will be a lot of such pressures that will try to pull you outside your boundary. So that's why you have to have this firm belief system. It has to be rooted in your culture, your religion. Then only it can be concrete and you will not get carried away. And you can always when you have this thing, then when you have a conversation with your friend, your peer, you will be able to articulate it meticulously, and that person will also understand it, because it is coming out of your heart. You're honestly making your point, so they will understand it 99% of the time. If they don't, then sorry to say, but they probably are not worth your friendship. Does that answer your question? Does anyone has any other opinion?
Mehul, by just checking the time, so right now it's 12.
Yeah, I think we are running out of time now. Yeah, so I would like to conclude with one last slide. This is just came up like in the last 2 weeks. Wharton Management School, which is a part of UPenn, they did a study on smartphones, and they concluded that smartphones are like adult pacifiers. So they lull you into oversharing. So what does that mean is that I'll just read this out to you. The design of the research led by Wharton's Shri Melumad was simple. The team analyzed more than 300,000 tweets and 10,000 TripAdvisor restaurant reviews, comparing the language of those composed on a computer or those composed on a smartphone. So they compared the tweets and opinions on computer and on smartphones, and they noticed one big difference. We are way more personal, way more open on our phones compared to the laptops or tablets. So consumers tend to convey feelings or thoughts that are more private or intimate on their smartphones, which is captured by the use of I or we and mentioning families and friends. So Melumad, the researcher, he told the Wall Street Journal, he told this to Wall Street Journal, and because our thoughts via phones are more personal, they also tend to be more honest. So what this tells us is that when you are, and most of us like communicate on social media through our smartphone, not through laptop or tablet. So knowing that now you will be more honest, you have to be very careful in expressing your positive or negative opinions, because you might reveal your secret because you are just too honest, or you might reveal somebody else's secret, or you might give your honest opinion about someone which can lead you into trouble. So just this is the research, it's not my thing. I mean, they just did this, and so this will help you to be more careful on your smartphones. Any questions?
I just want to request everyone, please go ahead and fill up the attendance sheet. I posted the link on the chat. So if you haven't done that so far, please go ahead and do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You can unmute yourself and ask me questions too if you don't want to write in the chat. I hope what we discussed today will help you define your own wisdom. I started with defining wisdom, what is right, what is wrong. So now these principles will help you define what is the right thing to do on social media, what is the wrong thing to do. At least it will make you think before you post something. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Samni ji, I request you to the Mangal part. Samni ji, आपकी आवाज थोड़ी कम आ रही है.
ओके.
अभी ठीक है.
हाँ. तो मेहुल भाई, आपका लेक्चर हो गया आज. हमेशा होस्टिंग करते हैं, आज आपने लेक्चर दिया है. मैं सोचती हूँ बच्चों को जरूर ये लेक्चर अच्छा लगा होगा. धन्यवाद मेहुल भाई, आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हमारे कहने पर आपने बच्चों को एड्रेस किया, उनको अच्छा सा क्लास दिया. तो सेशन खत्म करें.
मंगल पाठ सुना दिए समणी जी.
Yes, Samri ji, बहुत सारी comments आ रही है. Thank you very much. It was very helpful. So thank you, Mehul bhai, for your presentation.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. I have been with JVB for 20 years, and I really learned about Jainism here only in the last 20 years. As my knowledge about Jainism evolved, social media also evolved. So I thought it is a perfect combination to apply Jainism to social media, and I had put some thoughts together. So I'm glad that I was able to communicate them to you, and hope you gain something out of it. Thank you.
Okay.
चत्तारि मंगलम अर्हंता मंगलम सिद्धा मंगलम साहु मंगलम केवली पन्नत्तो धम्मो मंगलम. चत्तारि लोगुत्तमा अर्हंता लोगुत्तमा सिद्धा लोगुत्तमा साहु लोगुत्तमा केवली पन्नत्तो धम्मो लोगुत्तमा. चत्तारि शरणं पवज्जामि अर्हन्ते शरणं पवज्जामि सिद्धे शरणं पवज्जामि साहु शरणं पवज्जामि केवली पन्नत्तं धम्मं शरणं पवज्जामि. विघ्नहरण मंगलकरण स्वामी भिक्षुनो नाम गुण ओळख स्मरण किया सरय अचिंत्या काम सरय अचिंत्या काम सरय अचिंत्या काम. मेहुल भाई, ये सबको बताइए कि बच्चे कम क्यों हो गए. जिनके परिचित हो तो वो उनको करेंगे मैसेज और उनको कहेंगे. हाँ
जरूर समझ जी. हाँ, आज अभी पहले 25 थे, अभी कम हो गए थोड़े.
हाँ, बहुत कम हो गए.
हाँ, जरूर समझ. मैं अभी मीटिंग एंड करता हूँ समझ जी.
हाँ.
Thank you all.
Thank you everyone.